Well, let's bring in our political editor, Andrew Clennell, now as promised, because the Liberals have settled on net zero, but not everyone's a happy camper. Now there's talk of a leadership change.
Yeah.
Is that real?
I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. I mean, who knows? Maybe we get a news poll next week and it becomes real. But what's been reported, just a couple of unnamed people, or mostly one this morning. I mean, to suggest out of that there's going to be a leadership push, and to suggest out of that the moderates are going to vote for Andrew Hastie, really? That's not from the phone calls I've made this morning, there are some people who are really raising their eyebrows at that particular article.
Yeah.
There might be like one moderate who's thinking of voting for Andrew Hastie.
I can't think who.
Yeah, well, I won't tell you who. But essentially, that's not about to happen, you know. And I think Andrew Hastie might be kind of incapacitated this week. Just need some, you know, I won't go into it. Angus Taylor's in the US. Where's the move? You know, where's the calls on the move? I mean, we don't want to get too overexcited about this, frankly. I mean, anything can happen next week. Of course it can. But even someone who's been quoted in the papers reckons it's only a 20% chance, and it ain't coming from the moderates, OK? There isn't a move on from the moderates. And as far as I can see, there isn't an intention of a move from Taylor or Hastie. So unless someone just gets up there and moves a spill and then someone has to move, I can't see it happening next week. And look, it's dire, right? The polls are dire. The news poll was 24 the other day, and then we got this other poll saying the same. But there is also a view that if after 6 months you just go and roll Sussan Ley, that's not going to play well for whoever takes over from her.
After like she's just done the hard yards.
The sympathy card, you know. So, but I mean, I've been saying all last week that her problem is now she's pretty friendless, right? The moderates, 17 said keep net zero of the 29 votes that voted for her. So it feels like it's only a matter of time for her. But, and the other thing is, that's just been pointed out to me, Alex Hawke and Melissa McIntosh moving on net zero was pretty key, because if they'd stayed, and they're from the centre-right, I should tell the viewers that because probably not familiar, but they're main backers of Sussan Ley. For them to move, and Anne Ruston's the other main backer who's mightily annoyed at Sussan Ley, I think, for them to move, change the dynamics, change the vote of the party room. I mean, we've seen that show of strength from the 16 walking down. Yeah. But if you've got Hawke, McIntosh, Ted O'Brien, all of whom owe their positions to Sussan Ley, moving to the right, moving away from the moderates on this, that's where you've seen the result you've seen in the party room. Plus the pressure from the Nats to split, of course. You can see why Sussan Ley did it, but would she have been better off going down in a flaming heap, standing for something? Will be the debate we'll have in the next couple of months. So, you know, I just think extremely unlikely. I'm not saying it can't happen, but there's no moves for it to happen. There's no talk of it happen. There's certainly no talk of moderates voting for Andrew Hastie, apart from maybe one. People I've spoken to find that offensive, actually, in the moderate faction. And if anything, we might see a leadership move in February or March.
OK. I did notice that the headline in the Daily Telegraph over the weekend as well, the lessons that Angus Taylor had learned in the 6 months since he wasn't. That felt to me like a little bit of personal PR for any kind of challenge that might come in the future. I would also put to you, Andrew, just quickly.
I'm not sure that benefited him. Do you? Right. Do you think it benefited him?
Honestly, I don't know. But I just...
Internally, I mean.
It raised I don't know. It raised a small eyebrow, and I thought, oh, I've seen this movie before. The other thing on Hastie is that the women within the party are mightily angry at Andrew Hastie. I think he's done himself a lot of damage from that vote in the Senate just 2 weeks ago, where there was this vote to give parents welfare payments if they have a stillborn baby. He injected into that debate the suggestion that women might late-term abort in order to get those payments. Yeah. I think a lot of people saw that as mightily offensive, women within the party. Sure. And also this whole idea of rolling the first female leader of a party when under 40s are polling at about, women are polling at about 15% for the Liberal Party. So they've got a lot of structural issues going on there. Andrew, the other thing is the selling. This is going to need the best sell job this net zero, dumping of net zero, the best sell job they've ever done in their political lives. And I thought it's so interesting that already someone was trying to talk about migration this morning. I mean, they need more discipline.
Well, I mean, that's reminiscent of nuclear, isn't it? Peter Dutton, if you wanted something that needed an even bigger sell job, it's building 7 federal government-owned nuclear power plants. He announced it in Sydney one day and then just disappeared. At least Sussan Ley's going to be out there every day for the next couple of weeks trying to sell this thing. But her issue is all the people who supported her into the job don't believe this. I mean, at least Hastie can say this is my conviction. Taylor can't even say that because in government there'd be so many quotes of him backing a net zero target position. But
I wonder what his electorate's a difficult one, and I think it has changed a lot over the years as well. So I
Hastie's?
think no Taylor's. It's kind of that regional fringe.
Still pretty regional, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was out there, the Devil Wears Prada and the rest. But as he nominated 5 areas.
Yeah.
My understanding is that immigration, Ley was already planning a policy as she was on family policy. 2 of those areas he nominated as our priority. Some people think it's a bit cheeky. They were already working on.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So the sell job, that's what they need to concentrate on. Because a lot of it still doesn't make sense to people.
Oh, they could get lucky with this issue if power prices keep going up and the economy turns. But I think Sussan Ley's so weakened now. I mean, how are the polls going to improve when every day we're reporting what's going on, which is quite clearly division in that team? Massive division.
Good question. Great to see you.
Thanks. You too.
See you soon.